Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Foodie React. So I did not sleep last night, so I figured why not sit down, catch up and do a react, because that's way better than sleep, right? I decided to put on a little bit of makeup so not to scare you away. So I can't actually remember what this was officially called. I'm sure it'll be in my title. But I've got Just Saying's cut down. Is it Just Saying or is it Barbecue Chillin'? Only one way to find out. Okay, just checked. This is Just Saying's cut down. Apologies. Total blank, and it wasn't in the title when I downloaded. So Chantal has done other car lives, but they haven't exactly been enthralling, so I haven't covered them. She talks a little bit more in this one, so I thought we'd get into it. So let's get started. Let's remember to turn on the record button.
I'm about to have lunch. I'm about to have lunch. Do.
She is, wow. I was about to say she's so excited, but I freeze framed. How do you get your lips that crooked? I have naturally a little bit of a crooked lip, yeah? Like one side of my top lip is not as full as the other and I have to crack slightly. Even through the quite bad quality here, you can see this goes straight over her cupid's bow. I know she's got that little bit of discoloration there from the supposed burn, was it? That she likes to cover, but if you're gonna overline here, at least even it up, jeez.
So today for lunch I'm having Wendy's. Okay, so I have a spicy chicken, extra mayo. They have really good spicy chicken. Yeah, my suitcase as well. I had to get everything out.
Oh yeah, the suitcase.
I'm probably gonna road trip these. Go on a road trip while I have a car.
There is some question over whether she did borrow this from her mum, whether she's actually renting it. It does seem to be the same model as her mum drives. Now, her mum has like a life and things to do. So I can't imagine her lending out her car long term enough to do like road trips and things if Foodie does end up doing road trips and things. But I suppose we will have to see.
I've been, in Canada 10 days?
I've been, in Canada 10 days?
Her math is as good as her English.
Road trip to Texas? Honestly, I realized something. Because even the before the doxing happened, honestly, I was feeling very, I was going through some emotions. I felt, number one, very guilty that I had Smokey and all that thing, all of that.
In the rings of importance in her life, she is so centered on herself. She just doesn't consider other beings, be them human or animal, enough to feel guilty about getting rid of someone. Because ultimately, the relief of not having the responsibility is going to outweigh everything.
But I'm relieved he's doing better. He's okay. He's with a forever home now. But I had that, and then I had, realizing myself, tied down somewhere, I don't want to be in a depressing apartment. And all the apartments would be depressing if I'm by myself. And
so you've got two self-inflicted problems, right? Keep going.
I was like, you know what? A road trip, bees, rent weekly rooms, and bees. This husband gonna come to you, maybe someday.
Wipe your mouth, Chantal.
Are you showering? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have family. I don't know where I'm gonna go because next weekend I'm supposed to go on a big camping trip with my family.
I cannot imagine Chantal being a pleasure on a camping trip. Which is why this idea, she's been coming up more and more with road trip, oh yeah, let's camp, let's go around, I want freedom. Could you imagine her actually trying to live out of a car? Could you imagine? Because people who do van life have vans and usually kit them out. There is a lot of hard graft that goes into living in your vehicle, whatever that vehicle is. And I very much doubt it's as fun and quirky as the internet makes it look. And that's with the resources to make essentially a moving house. I don't think Chantal's gonna do it. Even if Chantal had the money, I don't think she would do that. But God, I would be entertained by watching her try. Could you imagine her trying to figure out having a home in a car situation? Oh, she'd never do it, but it would be fun.
Babe, how are you? Sunday or Sunday. Maybe Sunday, babe, imagine. She not camp without you?
Sorry, it took me a minute to kind of process what she was saying. She said, did she say someday or Sunday? Because she said, could you imagine? But then her eyes kind of went, has she been online since yesterday? When was this recorded? I don't know if she's going to stay in Canada. I know during this, she mentions Malaysia in an amount of detail she wouldn't know if she hadn't looked into it. So I think her plan was initially to stay in Canada, and I think she'll be there for a little while yet, but she genuinely can't survive without a car long term, and she cannot afford to both rent and have a car. And that's basically where that goes. She's got terrible credit, so getting a loan for a car would be horrendous. She doesn't have the consistency to save up the money to buy a car in cash later, and she would still have to deal with the expenses of having one. And she doesn't seem to yet have a short or a medium term plan for somewhere to live.
Yeah, you guys are not going to be happy just sitting in an apartment anyway. So I do have an idea for...
Since when has she cared about us being happy?
This first road trip. Obviously I have it planned out, but it's going to be a surprise. Someone had that idea?
Obviously I have it planned out, no. If it's going to be a surprise, she has not got it planned out. Because if she had it planned out, she wouldn't be able to keep it to herself. She is planning to plan it out, which in her head is as good as doing it.
And they said I should call the series Halfway to Habibi. Babe, get an apartment ready, yalla. My flight almost take off. What? You didn't tell me this, babe. 90 Day Fiance the other way. Yeah, there's a visa you can bring your fiance, right? No, I'm not going back to Quebec.
I know that someone claiming to be Salah has been in the chat. I think her mods are taking on that role a little bit, just to make him look a bit more present. But if they do actually meet in Malaysia, like, Salah is dumber than I thought, and it was not a high bar. Because he, I believe, could get a tourist visa there, but he couldn't work there. So everything would have to come from Chantal, but he actually has residence in Kuwait. So when she gets sick of going back and forth between Canada and Malaysia, or gets too tired, or gets too ill, and this all goes pear-shaped, he does not have a backup for that plan. Because in most places here in the Middle East, if you're out of the country for more than 6 months on a civil ID, your civil ID will get cancelled. So he is taking a big old gamble if he does this long term.
Yeah, but I'm gonna road trip. But not Cornwall, Thailand. We're gonna Thailand bees.
Is that a scratch on the back of... How do you even get a scratch on the headrest like that?
Thank you.
Oh, did she throw something in the car when she was packing up?
Into Ohio? Yeah, because the nachos are gonna be soggy, look.
Oh, but why eat them?
Are you happy you have juice? Dad? Well, I'm ready to welcome you, babe. That was stressful. Actually, it wasn't too bad. I'm actually very thankful that this didn't happen when I was fully established into my place. With like all kinds of new furniture. This happened right before the day I was gonna go shopping and furnish my whole apartment.
That would have been terrible, but would have been quite funny. I would have had all the benefits of the moving in and decorating saga, and she would have had none of the benefits of having spent the money doing that.
Right? Think about it. It's just chili and cheese nachos. Like, I would have been in way more trouble. I would have been way more, you know? So it wasn't too bad. I had some help there, but
She did get paid quite recently, and the paycheck she got this time would have been a normal paycheck for her. It's next month she's gonna have to watch it.
road tripping. You guys will see in a little bit. We have this running gag, Salah and I, because with the feelings things, because when we brought Julia to the vet one time, he said, you know, cats have feelings just like us. Okay, sweet love, you'll feel the oxygen tank. Salah's in space. Did I get this dirty? Yeah. Hold on. Do I have an extra hijab here? I cannot wear a dirty one. It's just no.
We have seen her filthy. We've seen her in days old, cat hair ridden, abaya split up the back, and you're telling me you can't wear a dirty hijab? Get out of here.
No. It drives me nuts.
Meanwhile, look at the filth on the side of that thing.
I need to take some medicine, if you don't mind. Isn't this the cutest little screwdriver? I got it to install my AC and I'm taking it with me. So it's called Teeny Turner, and there's all kinds of little bits in it.
It is kind of cute, but what kind of 41-year-old woman is proud of that? I bought a screwdriver so I could use it for screwdriver things in the apartment I no longer have, and I'm taking it with me.
And then you just change the bit and use this bit to push it out.
Oh, don't talk. Just move your face into the mirror. Do your lipstick properly. Do that first and then come back to it.
Gave my date to move out. And until then, I've been, like, at nights staying at the apartment. And
yeah, she's been kind of hinting at the idea that she might be staying in the car, which is nonsense. But that's what makes me think, oh, if she's been considering it. Because you know what she's like. She'll convince herself she can do it. And when people who maybe do care enough to say, hey, that might not be for you, she'll double down on it. But she is still sleeping in the apartment.
packing, organizing, that kind of thing.
I mean, I'm guessing she would have paid for the month's rent, so she'd have it for however long. Well, it's the 30th now. Didn't she move in? I can't remember when she moved in.
No, it's walk upstairs, so. Next time I get a place. Because, listen, even if you're in shape, like the stairs, when you're trying to move things, this is actually exciting. You made it through a rough time. You're a trooper. There's so many possibilities. Thank you. Thinking, well, there goes my stability. But then I'm thinking, I don't need stability. Maybe I thrive on chaos. Who knows?
I wouldn't say you thrive anywhere in stability or chaos, but I think the fact that you think you don't need it tells me you don't reflect enough on life. Now, some people are very, very happy to do the nomad lifestyle. I've got absolutely no problem with that. But because it's scary to look at basically her limitations with other options, the fact that she is 41 and has no savings and has large amounts of debt and is facing high living costs in Canada, the fact that she has no idea how her future is going to be secured, all of that is quite scary. So it's easier to turn around and be like, oh, no, I just want to go around the world and travel, which could be true. It is true for many people. But when that stops, because she actually hates the process of traveling, she wants to be away from wherever she is, but she doesn't want to get there. It's an exhausting life, especially when she does it her way, which is to have to jump every few months. And especially if we're going to keep up the idea that Salah will supposedly be there, and where he can do that too is really limited.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, when I lived in an apartment building like years ago, we were on the ground floor because I was like, I'm not taking an elevator. But then I took an elevator when we lived in Kuwait. Thanks, Caroline.
This is a thrilling story.
So I was like, but I was always with Salah mostly, but I still took it like, it did break down. You know what made it less nerve-wracking for me? And this is funny, this is really weird to me. Because for me, what I'm afraid of elevators is the claustrophobia and feeling confined in a metal box, okay? When it's the doors that you can pry open, number one, that helps. I like the two doors, not the one, like, metal solid.
Because if an elevator stops at any point and she's between floors, Chantal Marie is going to take all 5'1" of her, pry open the doors, climb up the space onto the next floor and make it out safely.
The movie devil. Another thing is you can see the floors through the little crack as you're going, and you're like, okay, I see light. I'm okay. Being stuck in an elevator with your teeny Turner. And there's no phone in the elevator. I always sometimes check the elevator. I'll look in when the doors open and see if there's a phone. If there's a phone, an alarm, two doors that close like this, I'm good. Usually.
The alternative is the stairs, and while Chantal may have chosen the stairs in her previous years, she is really not in the state of health to be doing it now.
I got stuck a little bit in an elevator, not for long, but with Salah. And then at the hospital, I had to like force it open.
Didn't she change this story a couple of times? Shocker, I know. But wasn't it like, I got stuck and Salah got stuck, I thought was the version of this story? I feel like there were some inconsistent versions of this story.
Like, sort of.
Sort of.
20 flights. I used to do that, Justine. I find exposure does help. I got stuck in a work. Actually, I used to pray to get stuck in an elevator at work too, because I'm like, one, if something happens to me, I'll just sue them. And two, I get to miss work. But I hated my job then. Who's one?
She used to have, like, she lucked into a really good medical admin job. And then she wasn't very good at it, and they fired her, and she took them to tribunal, and she got awarded a load of stuff, a load of money, which apparently she then signed an NDA for and just told everyone. But can you imagine, in a different version of the multiverse, Chantal just staying in a job and having it be like a consistent thing in her life, having to take on a certain amount of responsibility? God forbid, because I know this word is not a word we generally use with Chantal, maturing into a career. Even if nothing else changed, I wonder how that would have changed the outcome of her life.
Personally, I would love to be stuck in with my sweet love. Yeah, last night I was like a little down, but just tired. It was like later, and I've been going to bed early, so.
Oh, was that when she did the half-hour stream where her phone was dying and she did nothing?
But I've been feeling mentally, like I feel mentally better when I'm like completely sober from everything. So I think that's how I have to stay. You know, it's hard because like this country is full of self-medications, if you catch my drift. But I don't know if it's my mental health pills I'm on. It doesn't.
I know what she means when she says her mental health pills, but it sounds funny. She's caught mental health.
I don't know. It's awful sometimes, the level of depression and paranoia. I bought so many animals. I gave the rest away.
I do not believe that. I just don't. Especially if she's going back to her apartment in the evening. Ain't no way.
There's a lot of people I know in my life that would eat them, so.
Auntie?
Orange julep? It can, yeah. That's too bad, but some people I know, they need, like, they function so well on it, but don't.
I'm guessing they're not taking as much as you are. Chantal goes hard.
And another thing is I don't like eating, like, when I first moved in, I bought a package of sausages, chicken sausages, spicy chicken sausages, halal ones. You can take, there's CBD that doesn't have any, like, you know.
Oh. I thought we were going somewhere with that story, but no.
But, yeah, for me, that's it for me. I'm done. Going on a road trip, super.
I also don't think we'd be having such a serious conversation about that if she could afford to get as much as she wants to get. And that's another thing of adding on, like, the car question. She's saying she wants to road trip bees. She has to say she's completely off of it because, God, she's a terror on the roads at the best of times. Would you trust her driving? But if she was still taking it while she was on this road trip, that would be horrifying.
Will I be able to make camping vlogs? Yeah. I'm just not going to say where we camp.
Oh, this is, I think she said already that she was going to go on a camping trip with her family, didn't she?
Smokey's rehomed and happy, so. I messaged like a bunch of rescues for him and none of them would take him. The SPCA, you have to fill out a form, then the manager has to review it. It's not, I needed to like rehome him ASAP because I had to be out of there.
No, you didn't. Because you're still in there. So, for the sake of filling in the form and giving them a couple of days, you could have done that. And you could have let them know when you gave that form in, hey, I'm really sorry, I am on quite a short timeline. I need this to be sorted by X date. That was not the problem here. The problem was that there was a possibility that they were going to say, no, we cannot take this cat because as the owner, it's your responsibility to find a place for them. We have other more pressing needs. Because she does have more time than she's saying, and she does have the ability to go looking herself. She just didn't want to make the effort.
So I was really worried about that. So I'm just like, maybe if I lie and say that he was found, because if I don't say that, they're gonna be like, okay, well, you know, the onus is on you to rehome him, and it's like I don't have time.
Yes, the onus is on you. And don't get me wrong, she would not care. We have seen that. And I'd hate to think what would happen if she didn't find someone to home him, because I think she would just put him somewhere and say, no, he got rehomed. So this was just her not wanting to take the time to go through the proper channels. She just wanted to be the exception.
Like, it's urgent, you know? It has to be urgent. But that backfired, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, they know the whole story now, so.
They now know that she's a lying liar who lies. Congratulations. Welcome to the club.
I didn't even think, like, oh, maybe they're going to try to find the owner now. Like, you know, they're going to... I just thought they would be like, okay, you know.
Because you're dumb. And you don't actually care. If you cared, you'd wonder what the process was. Even if they had said yes. All you wanted was Smokey out.
Yes, he would die on the streets. If he was put on the street, he can't, I don't think he has any survival instincts. He rolls around to get around. Like, he's like, you know, like, no, I would never have him on the street, so. She
would have tossed that cat so fast. Like, the choice between she has to get out and she's taking the cat with her, no. That's not how that's gonna happen.
Anyways, I mean, I can go anywhere I want. I have my suitcase. I have my juice case. I don't eat pork, but sometimes I eat halal. Like, if I'm in a grocery store and I can buy halal meat, I will.
If it's absolutely convenient to her and it's right next to her, yes. Other than that, she doesn't really care.
Yeah, the woman who has them, like, huge animal lover. Like, my toe is still healing.
I bet she hasn't been to the doctor for that yet. That's insane. Like, you have moved in and out of apartment. You've been driving on it. Like, go to the clinic. You've just been paid. You got no excuse. Go to the clinic.
Slowly, because I'm walking on it all the time. Like, I just moved house. Broken toe. But yeah, going camping. My family has a camper that can sleep like 8 people, so.
This, not the slaw stuff, all right. My love, I could feel the oxygen tank come back because the nitrogen content are increasing dramatically. What? 1, that doesn't make sense, but 2, not in the way that he usually doesn't make sense. Or is he just saying that everybody is full of gas? I don't know. Whatever. Salah, you're not as funny as you think you are. Fake Salah, you're also not as funny as you think you are. But the point of me stopping at that particular point, her family has a big camper van. Doesn't that have possibilities? Like, I said uncle's cabin, and I think maybe I misremembered that scenario a little bit. but apparently he's like a snowbird and he uses the cabin a lot. But after the camping is over, is the family going to use the camper a lot? Could she maybe potentially rent that for a little while? God, could you imagine Foodie with a camper van? Like on the road. Maybe this camping trip is like a dry run for how to work all the stuff and hook everything up. Guys, I think I need it to happen. I think I need it to happen. Starting out on the road trip, bees, and then she comes back, she cuts a deal with the family to use the camper van, and we see her in that. I think it's more likely she'd do Malaysia arc before she'd do that, but I need it for a while at least.
Just gotta hook up the CPAP. What's he doing with an oxygen tank? He's traveling to Mars, back from Mars to come here. Why is my one bow of my lip longer than the other? I don't know why.
Because you're constantly trying to draw a new shape on your face. Stop trying to cover up the mark you've got there and just follow the line of your lip. Your lip has an edge. It's there for a reason.
But my sciatica seems to be gone or in remission. I don't know what. Just my toenail bothering me and of course being fat. I wonder what places I'll be exploring next. Yeah, me too. Excuse me, I have a few errands to run here. I would like to hit the road early morning. Yeah, I'm gonna vlog and do lives and who cares? Some places you'll see where I am, but whatever. I mean,
yeah. The thing, if she's driving around, she's not staying there. Does it really matter if we see where she is? I mean, what is the point of a road trip, bees, if all you're gonna show is what she's showing in this live? Like, the point of going anywhere would be to show where you are. Like, if you're so concerned, like, make it a vlog and upload it the next day when you've already left. Now, she'll never put that work in, she'll just go live. But that would be the whole point. Otherwise, save the cost of the fuel and stay where you are.
Whatever, if someone comes and does something, threatens or whatever, I'll just call cops on them or, I defend myself physically, but I don't want to go in jail as well. I don't have many defense mechanisms, no. I just don't want people to know where I live, so actually they did in the villa, but it was annoying. People
They have known everywhere.
would call things to my house. So what I did was just put a sign, like, we didn't order anything, please don't knock, and that's it.
Because she's now admitted that she goes back to sleep at her apartment. She doesn't want people to send stuff, which is fair enough. But if you're saying, well, I just put a sign up and then it doesn't happen anymore, okay, so just put a sign up there. What's the big problem? Everyone's known when you've lived every time.
Nobody ever knocked after that. It's weird. People pick on everyone, and everyone has something stupid and ugly about them, Everyone. Even the hottest person. Guaranteed they have something weird going on.
I always find it interesting how much comfort Chantal takes from being able to lump everybody together. Like, she takes the little germ of truth in everything and just goes, well, everyone is like this, and therefore, because in her head that justifies it, therefore I could be worse.
Don't be, when you think about it, we're all ugly or all the same. I'm really going to be staying at my mom's pretending to go for a road trip. Okay, well, so then the vlogs are just going to be fake, I guess.
I don't think she would stay at her mom's. I think she did in the beginning because she didn't have a choice. She was getting things sorted, but she's just said, to her detriment, she's just said, oh yeah, I've been staying there at night. The apartment, I mean.
Guess we'll see. There's no way I would stay at my mom's. Nope. I'm not staying anywhere where people know where I live. So, I don't know.
You're staying at the apartment. We know where you live.
So, takes a brain. Staying at my
It
mom's,
does.
but I'm going to be vlogging road tripping. Okay. I didn't have much furniture at all. I had like a bed. And I just got rid of everything. I just gave everything away.
You just said you're sleeping at the apartment until the date that you gave him to leave, which I'm guessing is whenever your month's rent is up. Actually, I mentioned the other day, it's traditional moving time. My Canadian friend said it's coming up. I think it's beginning of July, so it might be today. But, oh no, it's the 30th today. So Canada Day is tomorrow, but there is a date at which traditionally most people move. So it might be that she was like, I'm having the apartment until moving day, and now I'm gonna road trip these.
People have known where you live in everywhere in Kuwait. Yeah, but Kuwait's different, It's like far from everyone nuts. Who cares about where I live? Nights in or bust? Ew, I would
That's a
rather live outside,
horrible
honestly.
place.
A train trip? Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh, that same friend did a train trip for, I think, 4 days across some places in Canada. It was really nice. She really enjoyed it. I think Chantal would be uncomfortable, but again, it would be content, certainly.
The auto feeder is with Smokey's new owner.
I do not believe this.
I offered to give the gift back, the money back for it. It was $100. And they said, no, keep it, blah, blah, blah. So I had already ordered it. So I said, take it for him because he needs to lose weight.
I can believe she was too lazy to return it, but I can also believe her just returning it, taking the 100 and being like, yeah, I gave it to the new owner.
She said once he's settled, she'll give me updates. I don't know. But he's been rehomed, and the rule is we don't give updates on rehomed pets, remember? You guys made that rule, so sorry. I'm about to fly to be with the law.
She's so childish. And that face, that was the perfect freeze frame for that.
They can think what they want. You know, if I wanted to do that with my life, that's my life. I don't know why people are like sitting there with a magnifying glass. Oh, like, where is she gonna go? Like, who?
Because when you're obviously lying and then you're daring people to do their worst, people do it because you irritate them. Like, don't set yourself up as a target and then complain when you get shot at.
Who cares? It's my life. No life. Madness needs a psychotic assessment for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm guessing one of the pieces of furniture she gave away was the mirror.
Like, there's a few people on the internet.
Quite a few.
I carry on a backpack. She's probably drooling right now. Sorry, Mary. You made that rule. Yep. Sorry you're on the run. Oh, I'm not sorry. Thank you. I'm actually excited for just traveling around, doing whatever. Being
Then I'm looking forward to seeing it, Chantal. Show us everything.
free. Not being stuck without anything in a little apartment. No.
She hated that place. But more, she hated the fact that even if she moves out of that place, if she wants to get an apartment again, that is all it's going to be. Like, she can't afford better, and that irks her so badly.
Eating ravioli, like, who cares? Getting him for his new home was almost... He needs it. He needs, like, strict... I've never... I don't remember having a cat. Like Smokey was, like, constantly bugging for food. And I felt bad because, like, I know what that's like to be, like, addicted to food. But he was, like, always hungry. Always. You're free, and that's a good feeling. Yep. I'm not going to Cuba. No. I have no interest. No offense, but... I've been there, done that. I would like to see the town. Like, I would like to go and rough it there.
Rough it. Could you imagine Chantal roughing it anywhere? I'm telling you, if she had the money, she would just go find the cheapest package deal she could do and just go stay there for 2 weeks and fly back.
I like doing things I don't think I could ever do. Road trip is going to be the best fun. Yes. Giving money to the greedy Canadian. Guys, that apartment, $1,400 plus my own electric. Like you saw.
Yeah, electricity is usually included. Electricity and water is usually included. But apparently $1,400 is under the usual rate of rent. So, I was going to say it's not like she was getting screwed. It's not like she was getting screwed any more than anyone else renting in Canada. Like, it's an expensive place to live.
Like, what it was like. It wasn't, like, I liked it. Like, I thought it was cute and cozy. But some things I don't like about it, the landlord lives in the building.
That's only a problem if you're a problem.
There's stairs. No AC. Like, that's no AC. Like, we were paying that in Kuwait with, like, central air, 2 bathrooms.
Kuwait is not Canada. The general earnings in Kuwait are not the general earnings in Canada. The property market in Kuwait is not the same as the property market in Canada. If you wanted to stay in Kuwait, you shouldn't have broken the laws. You're the one who ran in the night. These are the consequences of your actions.
2 bedrooms. And you're telling me it's better to rent here in Canada?
No one's saying it's better to rent in Canada. It's a harder and more expensive property market. I don't think anyone made the argument that you should run in the middle of the night from Kuwait because Canada's property rentals are better. That's not the reason you left.
No, sorry. Be cheaper to stay at a hotel. No, a hotel either is expensive here. For the nights in, it's like $2,000 a month.
Jesus.
Probably. It was like expensive per night just to stay there. But the thing is like, the guy is like, I think it's foreigners are used to bargaining. It's how they like barter in their country. So the guy was like, wanted a certain amount for a night, and I was like, no, I'll give you 100. It's like, okay.
I'm trying to think how much it would cost her per month to live somewhere like Dubai. And I'm just thinking that because I remember the hotels being fairly cheap, but also that, like, I stayed in kind of a serviced apartment, so you could actually have an apartment there, but then just pay by the month. Part of me wants to check that so bad.
It's not an oil-rich country, royal family. I know, but like still. And probably not just Kuwait, but other countries too. You know? Even Malaysia. Like, you can get a ritzy apartment with like an infinity pool, a gym, AC, fully furnished with nice furniture for like $1,200 a month.
She wouldn't know that unless they had looked into it. Either for her to escape Canada or for Salah to go stay in. So let's say that Salah is stupid enough to leave Kuwait and just wash his hands of it and of all the security of his position there. Even if he had his own funds, let's say he had enough money to kind of live through the month, but she was paying the rent. So then is she sending him there to like set the place up so she can just meet him there? And what about Julia in that situation? I'm throwing out possibilities. I don't know the answer.
This apartment had nothing. No AC, nothing.
Yeah. Canada is different. Jesus. The countries you're talking about are cheaper. That is what it is. The disadvantage is the countries are also the other side of the world and have you living in a culture unfamiliar to you. Now, how much you find that an advantage or a disadvantage is up to you. But given that Chantal just wants to run from wherever she is, it's one of those grass is always greener on the other side of the fence kind of situations. She goes to Canada, she gets bored in Canada, she realizes life is hard in Canada. Oh, look how much easier life would be in a cheaper country. She goes to a cheaper country, she can't get her health care, she still has loads of problems, she's got to deal with other things. Then she's like, oh, well, I miss my family, I should go back to Canada and get free health care. I'm so ill, guys, I need real support. I think it's just for the best, and I've got to do some things, and you know, when we can, we'll get Salah here. They'll never get Salah there. But there's always going to be an excuse to change your mind because she's not the world's most consistent person on her best day.
I'll be back in a bit though, probably. Okay, love you guys, bye!
Bye. I don't think she was back. I'll have to double check it, but I don't think she was. And we'll have to see where she goes live from next. If what she said is actually true, and that is a big old if at any point in her life. If she is going camping with her family, then she'll be closer by for this week. It is Canada Day tomorrow, so there's a good chance that she'll be with her family and probably won't film. But then she'd be closer by this week, and I don't know how much we would get while she was out camping with the fam. If it's all a lie, I guess we'll see. But whenever she pops up, I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.